Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Happy New Year or happy belated New Year. I hope that you had a safe start into 2024. I also hope you had a wonderful Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, great holidays, or at least a peaceful time, a nice time with the family. Or if that time is rather rough for some people, that you were able to get through that safely and are hopefully now back to a normal surrounding, back to reality in some way, shape, or form. I, from my end, had a wonderful Christmas. I was actually the one who hosted the Christmas dinner here on the 24th. That is where we typically celebrate Christmas in Germany, and it was really nice. It was really wonderful. It was very relaxing. I had a chance to spend time with my family. We had some great family news as well. I had some quiet time for myself. I was also able to meet up with friends, and now I'm still having a couple of days off, and I utilize this to film. So hello, welcome back if this is not your first time on the channel, and welcome if it is. Let's talk about haters. Yes, Happy New Year. The Huns cannot let go of this topic, and I cannot let go of this topic either. Haters or trolls, those horrible, hairy creatures that come out of their caves to harass those almost angel-like creatures, the MLM distributors, and try to make their lives living hell. Those haters that victimize, bully the multi-level marketing Hun. Or as you could also call them, critics who speak up about multi-level marketing companies, the unethical business behavior from some distributors, as well as the tactics hidden behind that to give a counter perspective and also to shed some light on the unethical business behaviors that happen in this otherwise rather closed system. You know, the blatant lies that a lot of MLM companies spread, and also a lot of the distributors spread, the horrible income disclosure statements, the nonsensical compensation plans, the promises of success and financial stability where there is none. That is factually proven. Yes, we're going to talk about those people today. Let's go through some of the gems that I was able to collect over the past year.
In the network marketing industry, this is for you. Take your power back. I just made a post and I said, looking for a hairstylist. Here's the deal. In the past, I have supported many different small businesses who go out of their way to bash my company or my product or network marketing in general. And it's okay if we disagree. If we disagree about something, I'll still support you. Like, I support all kinds of people who are not believers, who are not like whatever. Like, we're better than that, right? But if you're constantly giving your network marketing money, funny thing about that, right? Your network marketing money to people who are constantly belittling you and bashing you, go find a small business that doesn't. Why are we giving our network marketing money to people who are constantly bashing network marketing and making you feel this big? Heck to the no. So find a hairstylist, find small businesses that don't bash, that can encourage and support all entrepreneurs.
You heard it here first. MLMers are the oppressed group of people, the misunderstood group of people who need to guard themselves by not putting their money into non-MLM businesses that do not support all entrepreneurs. I mean, put your money where you want. That is your prerogative. If you make money, which is ironic because in multi-level marketing companies, most people don't make money. But if you're in the privileged situation that you are in an MLM, put your money where you want. That is your prerogative, absolutely. But for starters, you're not an entrepreneur when you join an MLM. You're a salesperson, independently contracted. And the reason that people will say, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, I'm looking for customers, I'm looking for a side hustle, but no MLMs, is because they don't want to put money into a system they don't want to support. They don't want to put money into a predatory system where most people will lose money and will not be able to make an income. The MLM business model, the network marketing business model, is designed for most people to lose money. The only people that make money are the people at the top, and is corporate. And the reason why that is the case is because the system is set up like this. Once you see it, once you know it, you cannot unsee it. Only a few people at the top of multi-level marketing companies are able to make money. According to the FTC, 99.6% of people will not make money. They will lose money to finance the lavish lifestyle of the very few people that are at the tippity top of the MLM pyramid. The text under the rant says, "The truth is, my friend, we put a lot of dollars into our economy, so you can choose to take your network marketing dollar and support businesses who empower and support you. Looking for a hairstylist? No network marketing bashers, please. Winky, smiley, and cheers emoji thingy." Except that most people in multi-level marketing companies don't make money. The FTC shows that very clearly with the 99.6% of people who are actually losing money. But she is correct that network marketers put a lot of money into the economy. They put a lot of money into their own MLMs because they're the ones who are pretty much financing the system. You have to purchase a starter pack or a business kit of sorts to be able to join because you have to pay your way into the system. And then they're the ones who keep the company and the top people afloat by purchasing a lot of products. Of course, also occasionally selling something that is also a necessity per most compensation plans. But the people that make the MLM the most money are the distributors. They are the best customers, so they do put a lot of money into the economy, to the economy of their very own network marketing company, because they pretty much finance that system, not outside customers. These people finance the biggest chunk of the MLM by purchasing a starter pack, by continuing to buy products, by attending their conventions, by buying their merch. Yeah, so that's how they keep the MLM afloat, and they continue to do so as they go along in the multi-level marketing company as they try to progress and hit the higher ranks in the MLM they're in. Dr. Stephen Hassan, a very well-respected expert on cults, states in his BITE model of totalitarian control that cults use behavior, information, thought, and emotional control to control its cult members. The different categories that he mentions here are behavioral control, informational control, thought control, and emotional control to whip the members into shape, to recruit them, to keep them in the company, and also to make it harder for them to leave a cult. And in my opinion, multi-level marketing companies are modern day financial cults. That's why these systems also apply very much to multi-level marketing companies and to multi-level marketing recruits. And especially the paragraphs about thought control remind me of the hater topic and the posts that I'm going to talk about, and also the post that I showed you before. So here are some examples from the thought control topic, and everything will be linked down below so you can take a look at that in full on your own time. But for example, what he mentions here under thought control is require members to internalize the group's doctrine as truth, adopting the group's map of reality as reality, instill black and white thinking, decide between good versus evil, organize people into us versus them, insiders versus outsiders. Brooke mentioned believers, non-believers, network marketers, not network marketers. Use the loaded language and cliches which constrict knowledge, stop critical thoughts, and reduce complexities into platitudinous buzzwords. Yeah, we hear that a lot. Encourage only good and proper thoughts. Teaching thought-stopping techniques which shut down reality testing by stopping negative thoughts and allowing only positive thoughts, including denial, rationalization, justification, and wishful thinking. Rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, constructive criticism. Forbid critical questions about a leader, doctrine, or policy allowed. Labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate, evil, or not useful. Let's keep all of these things in mind when we go through the other examples I'm going to show you. Since our victim in the first example spoke about looking for a hairstylist that doesn't bash multi-level marketing companies, let's take a look maybe at a Monet ton. That person will very likely not bash multi-level marketing companies, but maybe be careful about the products. They work for some like the Monet hair care products, but for others, they didn't work out. There are still active lawsuits going on that haven't been settled about former distributors who claim that Monet products made their hair fall out and that they have scalp sores because of that. And all of that, yeah, is documented in court. So let's be careful about this, but let's also take a look at a Monet ton who will very likely not bash network marketing. back in the day, not caring about the hater's opinion. POV 7 years later, still not caring while she is on stage at a weird Monate event. This is somebody who's at the top of the company, one of the top income earners, a senior executive director, and this is her post about not caring about haters. So she did not care about haters and about haters' opinions at the start of her career in Monate, and also today on stage of a really, really cool Monate event. She does not care. She also obviously does not care that she's chewing gum while on stage, where she's being awarded for something. I mean, realistically, Monate now, in this day and age, awards their people for everything. But yeah, she doesn't care that she has chewing gum in her mouth, and she's chewing that a lot. Wide open on stage. Cool. For someone who allegedly doesn't care about haters, she does speak a good bit about them, not just in this post, but also in other posts. And I also attended a team call with her. We'll link it up here if you're interested in that, for the people who just recently joined Monate. It was a really interesting call, and one of the topics was about haters, what people will tell you that is not true about Monate, although all of the things she mentioned there are true about Monate. So for someone who doesn't care about the haters, she does post and she does speak about them quite a lot. The text to this piece of art reads, "Oh, those were the days. So many people not supporting my new business, deleting me off Facebook because I was annoying. Honestly, my dreams drowned out the noise, and I just laughed when people brought it to my attention. 7 years and almost 10 million later, still laughing." This is somebody who was at the top of the company because she was able to join Monate rather early. She was able to recruit a lot of people, build a big enough team, and she's still able to profit off of that. Monate is not doing well. Lots of people are leaving Monate. Monate is, I would argue, very likely one of the hardest tanking multi-level marketing companies at the moment, and she can also feel that. 7 years ago means that she was able to join Monate early when most people didn't even understand that it is a multi-level marketing company. But even back then, lots of people were not supporting her new business. First of all, it's not a new business. You're a salesperson. You've taken on a job pretty much as a freelancer to promote Monate products for free, unless you're getting paid because you're able to make a sale and you're able to recruit somebody, so you're not really starting your own business. And they were deleting her off of her Facebook because she was annoying. But instead of that being a red flag, and let's remember the bite model, the points I shown you before, people were deleting her because she was annoying, instead of reflecting about that maybe your sales technique or maybe the business model that you're involved in is not something that a lot of people want to support. It has to be other people are weird about it. I don't care about haters. I have to cut them off. And you have to create an echo chamber for yourself and create this us versus them. Good versus evil, the ones who understand it, the ones who don't understand what I'm doing. And those types of people have very likely lost a good amount of friends, actual friends, that might have actually cared about them. But as she describes it here as well, her dreams drowned out the noise. And I just laughed when people brought it to my attention. That is also something I see a lot when the topic of haters come up in multi-level marketing companies. Because when you believe that you know the ultimate truth and the others don't, you can never be educated. You can never be taught anything new. You're always the smartest person in the room, and you're the one who understands what is really going on, when in reality, you're the one who's pretty much left behind because you do not learn anything new. Now, this is an example of somebody who was successful in Monate. Lots of people are not, and that's why they're leaving. She was able to make a good amount of money, I'm sure, over the past 7 years. Not that it's sustainable. I'm pretty sure that her paycheck in this day and age is not comparable to the paycheck that she was able to receive when Monate was doing really, really well. But lots of people cannot relate to that. But here's the thing, if you do believe that in this point you're the smartest person and nobody can teach you anything, you're not getting educated, you don't learn anything new, and you will not show progress. You will just stay where you are in your weird mindset, and you have to manifest that, and you have to teach that to yourself and also to your team members, but you're actually not the smartest person in the room. You're really, really falling behind. I guess that's what you have to do if you want to be successful in an MLM. Here's the horrible news. It is not only MLM distributors that receive unwarranted hate, but it is also those truly genuine individuals who want to teach people within the industry about how to be successful in network marketing. You know, people who truly genuinely want to educate people who are affected by this, and they also email me about this topic. I received an email from a multi-level marketing coach. Granted, because I signed up for someone's class and then you receive a lot of emails, but yes, even multi-level marketing coaches will send out emails informing you about how to deal with haters if you want to be successful in this business. Haters won't break my soul on Instagram. That's cool. I know haters showing up on your content on Instagram can be scary. I used to not post because I was scared of the trolls and haters, they are the trolls, that would make me look bad. And then I realized that no matter what I posted, they were going to show up regardless. I had to put on some posture panties and just focus on serving. The people that needed my message didn't care about the haters in my comment section, so why did I? It's that feeling we don't like, rejection and not having that acceptance. I am here to tell you that you chose a profession in network marketing where you will face haters, naysayers, and straight out mean humans that disagree with you. But you choose it because you caught a vision. Caught a vision. Is that English? But you chose it because you caught a vision of what can be for you and your family. That must have been a typo. That person is notorious, by the way, for typos in official emails. Just spell check your stuff, please, if this is supposed to be your business and you want this to be attractive to people who focus on how to fight off the haters and not to be caught off vision. Is that English? I might be wrong here. Anywho, hang on to that more than what random trolls and haters say. Excuse me? Hang on to that more than what random trolls and haters say. Nie Mikelacken, nix understanding, nix verstehen. I don't get it. Is that English? That doesn't sound correct. So please spell check. Because one day on Instagram, you won't even have to defend yourself. Your following will do it for you. Here's an example of me replying to haters, lol. And then you can click on this link, and then you will be trajected into a wonderful world of how to deal with haters. Let's take a look. Me replying to the network marketing haters. I don't. I just know the algorithm bumps these haters and trolls give me. Plus, my healers love to respond for me. Lol. Love my healers. This is her coaching class, healers. It's heal network healers, high healers, network marketing healers, some weird stuff. Just like the typos that are there, the branding is really off-putting in my opinion, but the healers is a part of her coaching class that this person offers. I have an entire video about her coaching class. It is even more obnoxious than these posts and these typos. I will also link it up here if you want to take a look. I'm on a promotion roll in this video. It is called the 333 method, although it is actually the 333 method. It's a fun video in my opinion, not because of her, but because of me. And if you want to take a look, yeah, just click on it. I will also link everything down below. And to give you some more background information, that was an email I received because I signed up for her class on the 333 method, which is actually the 333 method. And I was on this email sign up and I received a lot of emails. Don't sign up for the stuff unless you want to receive an email or two every single day. It was really obnoxious. And that was the one I just read to you. And then in that email, you could click on the link and then you could go to her Instagram post where she addresses the haters. And yeah, I mean, that is really, really powerful because she says, how do I deal with haters? I don't. You have to expect these. They will show up. I just don't reply to them. I don't give them the time of the day. So you don't reply, but you do. You even sent out emails to people how to not reply. And she also said that the healers, that are the people of her coaching group, they will do the answers or the answering for her. I would argue that's not really a boss babe move. I'm all here for people supporting you when you need support, also online when you're being treated unfairly. But when people critique you because of the business model you're in, then you leave it to others to fight the glorious fight for you. That's not a very boss babe move. Please also fight your own battles, defend yourself if you have to. You don't need to bank on other people to do that. If you're so secure in your network marketing business, then I would guess at some point you don't answer that anymore, because it's just a waste of your time, because you know that you will not convince somebody who has seen through this bogus business model, you will not convince them to join. And many times those people will be blocked or the comments will just be deleted. But to leave that up for your followers to answer for you is, in my opinion, just a sad move, honestly. And it might be true, because what she says here is that the haters, they bump up her algorithm for her posts. That might be true, but these are not people who will sign up for you, for your classes. They will not purchase from you when you are in an MLM. The content, for example, that I do is aimed at those people that are already critical of this topic, people that are critical of the multi-level marketing business model. And these are not people just because they see a video about somebody who will sign up with you. They might take a look at your content, and I do not encourage people to do that, to engage with people in their social media, whether it's Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. You're not doing yourself or the other person any favors. I would personally not do that. I would also personally not encourage people to do that. If you stumble across somebody who spreads obvious misinformation on their social media, I think it is fair to also point that out many times. That way you get blocked, or people will just try to ignore you, or they will delete your comments. But that is not something I would necessarily encourage. But those are not the type of people that will come to your social media and then they will sign up with you because they're so inspired. So that is a multi-level marketing myth. Yes, if there is a video in the anti-MLM community about somebody and people want to check them out, that might bump up their algorithm for a moment and then it dies down again. That is not a business driver for you, because the people that will take a look at your content are not people that will sign up with you. Just because somebody takes a look at your page also doesn't mean that you will make money, because views don't equal money, equal commission, equal success in an MLM. There are coaching classes like from this person with the 333 method, where she actually speaks about exactly that. Views don't equal money. You need to convert those people into followers, into people buying from you, and into people you can recruit. Same story here. But I guess it is another good example of what Dr. Stephen Hassan mentions in his BITE model when he mentioned the thought control. Adopting the group's map of reality as reality, instill black and white thinking, decide between good versus evil, the ones who understand network marketing, the ones who don't, the ones that are part of your coaching group, the ones that are not. Organize people into us versus them, insiders versus outsiders. Encourage only good and proper thoughts. So to teach somebody, hey, haters are normal. People will hate on you when you're on social media, and that is bomb, because something positive will happen no matter what. Just keep on your route, just keep your head down, grind, make a post here or there, you understand what's really going on. When in reality, actual haters, they just suck. They're annoying, they're a nuisance, they're absolutely unnecessary, but I guess you cannot express that when you are just having proper and positive thoughts. Not everything has to be positive. And this is yet again another good example of something Dr. Stephen Hassan also mentions: the rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, and constructive criticism. Because in network marketing, it is important to create a divide into us versus them, believers and non-believers, positive thinkers, and the naysayers that this individual also addressed in her post. Because when you have a career in an industry that factually shows that most people, despite their hardest effort, will not make money, or just so little money that their expenses exceed their income, then you cannot argue with facts. But you need to shut people down, or allow your community to shut those people down who have relevant points of critique. But in that case, I guess it is criticism, and you just don't want to hear it. And you also don't want your team to hear it, or the members that signed up for your classes. That would destroy the MLM business model. If people actually listened, then they would leave. They would understand that there is something wrong. But labeling critics as haters and cut them out or make fun of them or belittle them, their information, and only surround yourself with people that have the same proper or positive thoughts about network marketing, that is the route you have to go. Anti-MLM content is successful as it is because there are a lot of people in this community on social media with different backgrounds, different types of personalities, that there's somebody on social media who will speak in a way that you might find it interesting, and it is chipping away from the MLM market bit by bit by bit, drip by drip by drip. And that's why, wow, that almost, it's like a song. It's glorious. And if you disagree with me that that was glorious, then you're also just a hater and a naysayer. That is how you create an echo chamber. Beautiful. But what I wanted to say is that's why anti-MLM content is so successful, because the content is out there for people who want to educate themselves before they join a multi-level marketing company. And when they are in a multi-level marketing company, some people might realize that not everything is wonderful. And then they might stumble across a video from somebody who gives a perspective they appreciate a lot, start to watch that type of content, and maybe therefore also decide to leave a multi-level marketing company. That is why there is a broader public that is very well educated at this point about the dangers and the pitfalls of multi-level marketing. And if anti-MLM content is also occasionally successful to those people that are in multi-level marketing companies that have doubt, then that is what I mean with chipping away from the multi-level marketing business, because more and more people are aware of the dangers and they will not join. The people that are in the MLM industry that want to educate themselves on a different perspective, they also have a lot of channel, a lot of outlets, and lots of content that they can take a look at. And that is ultimately shrinking the possibility of people to be recruited into MLM businesses. And although I'm trying to make this a bit more of a lighthearted videos, as I typically do, I also want to be very clear about one thing, that receiving hate, unwanted feedback, people attacking you for the way you speak, the way you look, for things you can do nothing about, that is considered hate. Those are people that are, in my opinion, haters and trolls, and it does reflect more on them than on you. But you working in a multi-level marketing business model and people critiquing you for that is not hate. Of course, depends how does somebody bring that point across, but it is something you have to expect. You have to expect that you will get criticism and feedback. Whatever type of content you have a public social media profile, that will happen, and nobody deserves to get hate. No matter what you do, nobody deserves that. I'm of the strong opinion that that is absolutely unuseful. It will not help. It will not do anything. And it just displays a really, really bad characteristic of people who do that. Those are the keyboard warriors and the haters and the trolls that we hear being mentioned here a lot. That is what I would consider hateful behavior, but criticism is not. Criticism hopefully is constructive, because if you realize that something is false information, something is not okay, or is a misrepresentation, then that, I believe, is very helpful for that individual that is being critiqued, but also for the people that view that type of content. Now, not every criticism has to be constructive. I hope it would be, but it's not. Sometimes people just air out information, and you have to accept that, but that is not hate. And receiving actual hate on social media is not okay, no matter who you are, no matter what your belief is, whether it is about network marketing, whether it is about other business models, because whether it's about your look, your belief, about your religion, whether it is about your cultural background, none of that is acceptable and none of that is okay. But what I'm talking about here, and those are also the examples that I've shown you, is not hate, but it's criticism. And I would like to normalize that criticism is okay and hate is not. One last post. Are you still with me? Okay. A distributor in Prove It asked their followers to send them anonymous messages. And one of the questions was, is the anti-MLM movement hurting the industry and specifically your business? I see so much anti-MLM content online. And that shows, once again, that anti-MLM content is successful, because there is a lot of content available for those to view who want to have an alternative opinion to what is going on the ever so positive presentation from the distributors. And while for some in the MLM industry this might be annoying because there's a huge presence there, there are lots of people who do this type of content, myself included. There are lots of videos available on different platforms, so there is a lot of content available and gives a good counter perspective to the ever so positive posts from people who are in multi-level marketing companies who try to sell and who try to recruit. And I do not doubt that that is annoying to those that are in multi-level marketing companies, that those that have a doubt now have an outlet and a chance to view critical content about MLMs, about distributors, and about distributors' tactics, and see points that they might experience in their very everyday lives being validated by people who are not team members of them. And I think that that can once again be very powerful, because if you sit on a team call and you think that there is a weird behavior, downline shaming, gaslighting, you are responsible for your own success story, but you're really not. You're an entrepreneur, you're running your own business, but then you're on a team call and you're being yelled at by somebody, then you start to realize something is wrong. That is, I think, a good starting point. But if you see that other people not connected to you can validate that from an outsider's perspective, there is a lot of content available that can be very powerful for that reason. And then those people might do some reflection of the MLM world that could be good. It could be a negative outcome for the MLM when somebody decides that they want to leave. And ultimately, there's a lot of anti-MLM content available for people who might watch this before they join. You're being reached out by a distributor, they give you a name of a rather unknown MLM, and then you realize, because you do your own independent research, okay, there are videos, this is scam. Let me take a look why that is. It's a multi-level marketing company. We'll start to do my own research, and then you might not join. That is why it is powerful that there is a lot of anti-MLM content available. And that is yet again chipping away from the MLM pie. Drip by drip by drip. But the answer to this anonymous question was, nah, a movement derived out of hate isn't affecting the people I'm looking to impact. They've made hate videos for years with what to show for it. Criticism is not hate. That is yet again another good example of what Dr. Stephen Hassan described as a group's doctrine as the truth, or a group's map of reality as reality. Because I would say most people would agree that hate is not great. Hate is not something that is advisable. It really eats yourself, your soul up. So yeah, hate is bad. But criticism is not hate. And this is not a movement derived out of hate. This is a movement derived from people who saw that there is a business model that is really, really dangerous and worrisome and is not that regulated. And they took that into their own hands to speak about that with a lot of respect. Now, there are also people who don't have a lot of respect, but the people I am following and the people that I like to watch, they're very, very respectful. And to be honest with you, they're more respectful to people in MLMs than it is the other way around, as I've seen many, many times. So no, it's not a movement derived from hate. It's a movement derived from criticism, from interest, from caring about other people not being exploited, and out of consumer protection. That is not hate. That is something very positive. And they've made videos for years with what to show for it. The MLM industry generally is shrinking. The economic situation has changed. The pandemic is hopefully over, and people have more opportunities now to work in remote jobs and to work in hybrid jobs than they have ever before. And while the economic situation now with the recession and also with a worldwide crisis is not necessarily wonderful, I think that lots of people have learned that MLMs are not the answer. So the high tides and the wonderful times, the glorious paradise-like situations where people were jumping into MLMs because they were scared, because they wanted a side hustle, I would argue is over. And while that is not just because of the anti-MLM community, anti-MLM content for sure has contributed to that. So there's a lot to show for it. And I would argue that most MLMers can feel that. I mean, they're still making hate videos about someone actively healing from stage 4 cancer. You can't believe you're a good person doing that. The person she's talking about here is Jessie Lee Ward, who passed away from stage 4 colon cancer. and people were still actively doing videos pointing out the misinformation, the medical misinformation, and the dangerous medical misinformation and alternative health information that Jessie Lee Ward was spreading. That is also not hate, that is also educational, and a lot of people who did those videos had a lot of compassion for Jessie Lee and also for her physical, her mental, and her medical struggles, but they were also able to point out the dangerous misinformation that she was doing. But that is yet again something that somebody who's so closely connected to Jessie Lee Ward and to her cult-like situation that she was in and still is in, also now after Jessie Lee's passing, that this is something that she cannot see. I'm proud of the impact we are creating. What impact? What impact are you making? Working in a multi-level marketing company means trying to push your own agenda, trying to benefit yourself while disguising that as an effort to uplift other people. But that couldn't be further from the truth if we take a look at the 99.6% of people who across all MLMs are losing money. And if we take a look at the individual income disclosure statements, also from Prove It, where most people, I think on average, was about 10 or 11 bucks they made in a year. That is before taxes, that is before expenses. So that is not making an impact. In the end, MLMs are money-making machines for corporate and also for the people at the top. But they're being disguised as almost charitable organizations. Very much faith manipulation is an important topic where you try to uplift a community of people, predominantly women, when in reality, you just try to make money yourself. There's lots of smoke and mirrors, and there's not a lot of truthfulness, and facts need to be pushed out of the way, because otherwise that system would crumble. And let me finish this video by mentioning once again Dr. Stephen Hassan's BITE model of totalitarian control. It will be linked down below. It is very eye-opening. There are lots of topics he discusses that are not necessarily typical for MLMs, but I would suggest if you have some time, go through it. It is very, very eye-opening, and I thought it was really interesting to see in this case because the thought control point is so on point when it comes to the topics of haters. I would strongly encourage you to read it if you have some time. Then to really, really finish this off, I'm going to be like the Lord of the Rings. I have like 30 endings, but criticism is not hate. I would like to normalize that criticism is acceptable and hate is not. People who are spreading actual hate against others, either in person or online, that is horrible and that is not acceptable, whether that person is in an MLM or not. But criticism is not hate. So let's be more specific when we're talking about haters. Critiquing the network marketing, the MLM business model is not hate. Pointing out misinformation and blatant lies in pitches where distributors try to reel people into their downline by promising them financial success, financial stability, all the things that their own MLM says you cannot do is not hate. That is criticism. Pointing out that you need to link an income disclosure statement when you make certain statements is not hate. That is called criticism. And showing the compensation plan and why it sucks and why it is not a great opportunity is not hate. That is criticism. Presenting facts by official studies is not hate. That is criticism. And I think it is also powerful to understand the logic and also the psychology behind those cult-like institutions, because that way you can understand somebody's feedback a lot easier. It is not fun to be critiqued. It is not fun to receive hate, but if you ever do, then it is, I think, good to understand what is happening in the background there. I myself, I'm not a psychologist, but I like to take a look at these topics and I like to educate myself. As somebody who is on social media, I also receive a lot of feedback that is not nice. Not necessarily from people who are in MLMs. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not, but just to understand what is going on behind the scenes, as in this case, with the haters. And Dr. Stephen Hassan's BITE model as a great example, I think is quite useful also for yourself. Not as an excuse for the behavior of others, but to have more knowledge. And that way you might understand why somebody reacts in a certain way and you don't take it personally. I still have a really packed folder about hate, addressing the hate. shutting down the haters. So if you're interested in this, I can make an updated video. It's interesting how much MLM hunts that are not affected by the haters at all. It doesn't affect them at all. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. They spend a lot of time on addressing the haters. So if you are interested in another video, please let me know. I'm happy to look into that as well. And also, just as a side note, as I'm filming this, you might see that my environment is a little bit different. That is because I built furniture over the holidays in my office, and I have a new sideboard here. And there's also the plant that I typically have in my office, but because I had to move everything around, I started to film and I realized you cannot even see the plant. She is there, she is beautiful, she's green, she's thriving, but I will have to figure out how I position this newly. For now, I'm working like this, but I like to have a little bit of green, but I cannot place it where I typically place it. That is a weird side information and most of you probably don't care, but that is something that really drives me nuts at the moment. My plant is here, I promise. Oh, come on. Here, here she is. So hopefully you will be able to bear with me as I try to figure out the background situation here, because my desk is not in the normal spot where it normally is. Yes, I was Christina the Builder. I gifted myself because my family and we don't gift each other things on Christmas. We do have a child in the family and the child gets gifts, but we, the adults, don't gift each other anything. But I gifted myself a sideboard and then I built it. Christina the Builder was successful, and now I have to figure out my office situation. If you're interested in these types of weird rants, then please consider subscribing. If you would like to let me know what you did over the holidays and how your new year started, then please feel free to do that in the comment section down below. If you have opinions about plants or about haters, then please also let me know. I'm really, really grateful that you're here, that you're watching these videos. If you have content you would like for me to react to, what you would like to share information, all of my contact details are below if you want to do this. And if you like these types of videos with these weird outros, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!